Hello, Namaste. I'm Vandana Shrestha. Today I'm going to have my presentation on the paper 512 Research Methodology, Navigating Research Traditions, Approaches, and the Paradigm. Let me talk about what the research is. So, research it is all about the knowledge and analyzing knowledge, data, fact, practice. It is a systematic way of investigating and exploring topics to discover new knowledge, understand the phenomena, and problem solving as well. It is also about the inquiry of problem, analysis of the problem with the reference of already done works or own analysis on related problem through data or the findings which create the own findings over the same problem. It is also the process of asking questions and finding the reliable answers. So why do we need research? We need research for advancing knowledge, for problem solving, for our personal and professional growth, for the social and economic impact, for validating existing knowledge and preservation of cultural heritage. Or we can, in simple language, we can say that we need research or we do research to understand human behavior and interactions, to improve teaching methods and learning, to challenge the existing beliefs and the practices, inform policy decisions in education and society. So in research tradition, we have social research tradition and educational research tradition. So let me first talk about social research tradition. So under social research tradition, we do the researches like about human geography, economics, criminology, psychology, anthropology, political science on such topics. If we do the research on such topics, we call it as the social research tradition. So what the social research tradition is. So social research tradition is the story of social happenings, trends, and the issues. So it focuses on the real world problems and the phenomena, and it is the understanding of social structures, interactions, behaviors, and the experiences. It is also the conduction of research to understand human societies, cultures, and individual experiences within those contexts. So, what about the educational research tradition then? So, the educational research tradition mainly focuses on the areas based on teaching and learning, special education policy, educational technology, and the psychology. It is the study of education and the learning process. It is also the investigation. It does investigation within the field of education from teaching and learning to curriculum development, policy, and administration. It helps to improve the educational theory and the practice. We can say that it has the foundation of educational institutions too, and as a whole, the main outcomes of this educational research is to give the educational outcomes. So let me talk about quantitative research tradition. So talking about quantitative research tradition, what type of researches are called quantitative research? So quantitative research, it has objectivity, and it focuses on standardized data collection. It has a large sample size. It mostly works with the numeric data, statistical analysis, and deductive reasoning. It has deductive reasoning. It is the test of objective theories, hypotheses, by examining the relationship among variables, and it is also the approach that focuses on collecting and analyzing numerical data. It looks for the statistical relationships too. So talking about the quantitative research tradition, why do we use it? We use it whenever we need to measure how much, how many, or what is the relationship between X and Y. So the some examples of quantitative research are like market research, employee performance studies, survey research, and casual in comparative research, experimental research, correlation research. These are the examples of quantitative research. So, talking about qualitative research, it mostly focuses on the opinions, the perspectives, and the experiences of the people they have collected throughout their life. So, it gives the answers of why and how of the phenomena, often in the natural settings. So, it is flexible flexible in structures and honors, and it has the inductive styles based on the narrative inquiry. It is often based on the narrative inquiry. So what are the key features of qualitative research? Qualitative research, it is subjectivity. It is guided by subjectivity. It is based on the contextualization, flexibility, richness and depth, interpretation and meaning making. It is based on inductive reasoning. So we can say that it follows or it adopts the flexible methods, just like using interviews, focus groups, ethnography, case studies, like that. So in qualitative research tradition, when do we use it? So we use this type of research, this method on while exploring complex issues and understanding lived experiences or gaining deep insights into the specific context. So in educational research, now let me talk about educational research paradigms and encounters. So research paradigm, it is the fundamental worldviews that guide the research, shape how we see the reality, ontology, that what counts as knowledge, epistemology, and how we gain it, and the methodology, how are we going to do it. So quantitative, from positivism to post-positivism, I mean positivism and post-positivism. Positivism, it is the paradigm, and it focuses on the quantitative research, research that aims to investigate, confirm, and predict law-like patterns of behavior. It is the quantitative and believes in the objective reality. So it has deductive logic, empiricism, and value-free science. And the some of the examples of positivism paradigm is experimental, survey, correlational studies, longitudinal studies, meta-analysis, and meta-analysis, that is synthesizing findings from the multiple quantitative studies. So, along with the positivism, the post-positivism was introduced, and in post positivism it is also the research which is like positivism, but it is the mild form of positivism, and the reality exists but can't be perfectly known, based on quantitative, but allows for researcher bias and uncertainty, and it aims to approximate truth through rigorous methods. So we can, while giving the example of post positivism, we can take the story of research of the case history, action research, and evaluation research. So talking about qualitative, from interpretivism to multi-paradigmatic. So interpretivism, it has its own. The researcher has his or her own interpretation, subjective reality. They collect he or she collects the data, and brings the thoughts and views from that, and it's the intersubjective knowledge construction. It is mainly based on the qualitative and interviews, ethnographics, and case stories. It aims to understand meaning from the participants' perspectives. And reality, in interpretivism, reality is socially constructed and subjective. The example of interpretivism sounds like ethnography, phenomenological research, case study, and narrative inquiry. So after interpretivism, there is criticalism. So criticalism, it is mainly based on the inquiry. Reality is shaped by the power, politics, and inequality. Based on qualitative, and it is often activist oriented. So it aims to expose injustice and promote the social change. So the examples of criticalism is critical ethnography, action research, that is participatory action research, critical discourse analysis, research based on other theories like feminism, Marxism, and so on. So talking about uh, postmodernism, talking about postmodernism, it is the reality where it is the context where everything is fragmented. It takes everything as the fluid, unknowable. We can say that reality is fragmented. So discourse can be analyzed with the multiple perspective. There is not only the single perspective. We can take anything as in various perspectives. So it is based on the deconstruction, discourse analysis, skepticism of grand narratives methods. It aims to challenge dominant ideologies and reveal hidden assumptions. So, some of the examples of the postmodern paradigm are narrative research, autoethnography, deconstructive analysis, arts-based research. So, the next paradigm is multi-paradigmatics, so in which we can have other paradigm mixed up. It's like positivism, interpretivism, criticalism, postmodernism. All the paradigms are integrated together here. There is no single paradigm can capture complex realities. It is based on the mixed methods, combining quantitative and qualitative approaches both. So it aims to embrace complexity and multiple perspectives. So what are the examples? The examples we can take as the multi-paradigmatics paradigm research are mixed methods research, critical mixed methods, multi-case studies, transformative participatory research, collaborative research. So to sum of all these things, I can say it is the research is a clear understanding of both social and educational research traditions, enables deeper explorations of human behavior and the learning context. So quantitative and qualitative approaches each offer valuable insights. One through the measurable data, it measures the data, and the other through the risk contextual narrative, subjectivity, or the experiences of the real world. So embracing diverse paradigms fosters more inclusive, meaningful research that reflects the complexity of educational realities. So, thank you.